The Pentagon leaker Jack Tashara has officially been charged with a crime. But more people seem to be concerned of how does such a low-ranking airman have such access to secret information? Well, in this video, I want to talk about what classified information really is, and I also want to talk about that nearly everyone in the US military has a security clearance or some sort of access to secret documents. Now, first things first, in this case, Jack Tashara has been charged with unauthorized retention and transmission of national defense information and willful retention of the classified documents, which collectively carry a maximum of 15 years in prison. Now, as you can see from this headline, Deputy Defense Secretary of Troops don't share classified information. The DoD is really doing some damage control here. Because the fact that they have to make this public and tell every troop ever, do not share classified information, not a good look. Apparently, there was even a one-page memo sent out. In the memo, it reads, "Do not access or download documents with classified markings from unclassified websites, such as Discord." Look, you guys gotta understand, anyone who's ever served in the military, dealing with security issues is a really big deal. You're not even able to plug in your own USB into a government computer, like data storage. Highly illegal. You'll get in some really big trouble for that. That's also a really big reason why documents get lost, because you gotta go through so many processes of trying to transfer documents over just to keep things safe. The memo also states, as the data may be classified, it may be associated with hostile foreign elements, or it may contain malicious code or embedded capabilities that could introduce cyber threats into our information systems. Again, stay off Discord if you're on a government laptop. Continuing on in the memo, if you have already accessed or downloaded such documents on an unclassified network or device, please consult with your supervisor and contact your organization's IT cybersecurity service provider immediately for guidance. Now, let me get into the meat and potatoes of how does such a low-ranking airman have access to all of these documents? Well, first things first, let's put things into context. Jack happened to be a cyber transport systems journeyman. And the Air Force even has a promo video for the job. It kind of sucks, so we're just going to play like 2 seconds of it.
What I enjoy about being a cyber transport systems personnel is...
And I promise you that's all the video is. It's just somebody talking about setting up IT and networking. There was no way, shape, or form I could have made that video entertaining. So by default, Jack was already around system networks and most likely had to have some sort of security clearance, which is a great segue into understanding why and how you would ever get a security clearance. First thing you need to know is that there are 3 levels of security clearance. You have confidential, secret, and top secret. Now, if I had to take a guess, he most likely got a secret security clearance. Now, nowhere in the job description for what Jack was doing does it say that you have to access or get into leaked documents or secret documents, if you will. But the best way I can describe security clearances to people, it's essentially an insurance policy for the US military. Because if you're given a security clearance, you are literally promising that you will never give away any secret information and you can trust me. And something else I like to mention is that even like the most basic infantry private is given a security clearance. Again, because even privates are given access to technology or certain weapon systems where the public might not know about it. Like, you don't want to be giving field manuals out there to where the enemy can learn about stuff and putting it on Discord. So that's why even someone like Jack was given some sort of security clearance or some sort of access to a database to where he could get some documents. Something else we need to understand, we love to use the word classified information because it sounds cool and it sounds really Hollywood. But classified information can be something as simple as your phone number is on the document and that can't be leaked to the public because it's classified information to the holder of the information. Like, you don't want to put my phone number out there, that's my classified information. Prime example of this is something called the Freedom of Information Act. This is when you ask a government agency, which might have some secret-ish documents, to give you a little more information on the documents. But the documents may blank out certain information like who the person may be in the document, phone number, social securities, thus it's identified as a classified document. But you can declassify the document by highlighting over or blacking over certain information. Now, in the case of Jack, this is not what happened. He is being accused of legitimately putting out really intense, high-value classified information. But I just wanted to make that comparison out there that you could technically leak information even if it was just a phone number and you just leaked classified documents. Something else I wanted to point out is that this process seems to be going by really fast, and you already have naysayers out there saying, whoa, how is he already being charged, or how do we know it's exactly him? And from the public's perspective, I don't think we necessarily do. If you are not aware, we are all basing this off of an interview with the New York Times. Here's a little video from ABC News.
This is not just about taking home documents. That is, of course, itself illegal. But this is about the transmission. There are very serious penalties associated with that.
After an intense week-long...
Again, like I said, anyone who's ever served in the U.S. military, it's a major pain in the butt to transfer documents. Everything has to be on a secure line. The last thing you could ever do is take your storage device and try just to make things easy, plug it into a computer, and then bring it over to another unit. You can't even do that internally within the U.S. military, let alone through Discord.
Discord is the social media platform where Tashara allegedly posted the documents. Officials indicating the...
Notice they are saying allegedly because, again, from the outside perspective, we don't know if he did it or not, but it looks like they have enough evidence if they're already going to start charging him.
The platform, which was not identified by name in the complaint, helped the FBI track him down by giving investigators the credentials behind the account associated with the leak.
I think that what we are going to see is that security officials are going to take a hard look at both how they safeguard classified information and how they evaluate online activity on social media.
Yeah, the other issue with all of this is that Tashara sort of screwed everyone over because the U.S. military has already sort of been really harsh on people using TikTok and the whole China security thing. So again, this is going to be tough because just because Tashara was a low-ranking airman, you can't take away from the fact of that is his job. You have low-ranking people who have access to an abundance of information, or at least could get to the information if they wanted to leak it.
Forums and put in place more protective measures.
The criminal complaint revealing those charges are based on one government document that Tashara allegedly posted in February, but there could potentially be more charges in the future. The arrest comes as a teenager whose identity was withheld spoke with the Washington Post with permission from his mother, claiming to be a member of the group and knowing the alleged...
Yeah, this was wild. Imagine being this kid and just being in the Discord and being like, Jack, you're annoying. I'm about to expose you to the FBI.
leaker, calling him by the nickname OG.
He was a young, charismatic man who loved nature, God, who loved shooting guns and racing cars.
Okay, so that's essentially what's going on. The fact that the DoD is already putting out public memos and telling troops to not post classified information, not a good look, not a good thing. I don't think as much damage has been done to the outside as we are making it to believe. Again, if you look into what the documents were, it's not that insane or not that crazy to think that the U.S. military was spying on our allies. I mean, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you make sure your friends are your real friends? And for anybody who's in the tech or cyber field of the U.S. military, they're going to be getting a lot of educational training. There's going to be a lot of people opening up backlogs to make sure there's no sketchy things going on. Anyone associated with Tashara is not going to be getting in trouble, but is probably like, here we go. Now they're going to like want my cell phone or look into if I have a Discord. So yeah, my name is T-SPLY. I hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure to leave your comments and opinions down below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about this entire situation.